there, I'm Susan Diotti, Recreation Supervisor for the City of Santa Clara. Today, we are going to be baking my mom's delicious coffee cake recipe. This has been in the family for over 50 years and is one of our favorites. So, let's get started. First, you preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Before we begin, let's go over all of the ingredients that you will need today. Flour, brown sugar, granulated sugar, oil, salt, cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, egg, and buttermilk. For the batter, combined 2 1/4 cup flour, 1 cup brown sugar, 3/4 cup white sugar, 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. To that, we are going to add 3/4 cup oil. Now we are going to mix until combined. Usually a couple minutes. You can tell if everything's getting mixed up or not. This is the fun part. You can use a hand mixer too if you have a hand mixer at home. I just happen to have one of these KitchenAids at home as well. Makes it a little easier. Whoops. Then, once we have it, we take out 3/4 of a cup of our mixture. There's a 1/4. It doesn't have to be exact. I kind of bake how my mom does, so. And the 1/2. And then to that, we are going to add an additional 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we will stir, and this is going to be our lovely topping. This is the good part. This is where the magic is in the topping. Okay, so now we're gonna finish it off. So to the rest of the mixture, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon baking powder, which I measured out in advance, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 egg, which just in case, I am going to crack it into a bowl before I pour it in. Then we are going to add 1 cup of buttermilk. If you do not have buttermilk at home, you can make your own, which is what I did earlier, with 1 cup of milk, and you could add either 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or 1 tablespoon of vinegar. In my case, I have a lemon tree, so I use the lemon juice, and then you just let it sit. I usually make it ahead of time, and you just let it sit and curdle while you're baking. And that way, if you want to make this one day and you don't have the buttermilk, you could just go ahead and make your own. So now we're going to mix the rest of it here. This takes a few minutes. And I'm going to scrape the edges. Then we'll give it another quick spin. Then we take our pan. Before pouring the batter in the pan, prepare the pan with butter and sprinkle with sugar and cinnamon. You can use cooking spray if you prefer. I usually use butter and then about 1/4 of a cup of sugar and about a teaspoon of cinnamon. Then we take our batter. This is the fun part. Nice and mixed up. Scrape the pan again. It's a 9 by 13 inch pan, so it makes a lot. Get every last drop here. Just gonna kind of push it to the sides. Then we come back to our topping, and then you just sprinkle the topping on. Almost done. Then what I do is just pat lightly with a spatula or bottom of a spoon so the topping goes into the batter. Then you bake at 350 degrees for 23 to 25 minutes depending on your oven. The cake should be golden brown when you're done. I usually cut off the edges, and my niece, who's 3, will basically end up eating all of the edges, and she loves it. A lot of people say that's the best part. So I'm just gonna cut half to give you an idea. And especially with the coronavirus now, serving it up in these cupcake papers will really be good, because in that way, when someone has a piece, they are not touching other people's cakes. You could eat this cake for breakfast or really any time. And as you learned today, there's no coffee in it, but you can have a cup of coffee with it if you would like. It is delicious. I hope you enjoy. For the recipe, check below for the link. It was really great baking with you all today.